welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Good to see everybody back. Hope we enjoyed some hoops last night. We had some fun ones. We had some good games last night. And again, I said this like last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, the spreading out of the games. It was like I got to see like every fourth quarter. It was perfect. That was exactly what I wanted. Do we have a sneeze this early in the show? Who knows? All right, we got Sneeps up in here. Good to see you. Happy National Plan for Vacation Day. There you go. Everybody take a few moments out of your day. Dive in there, plan for vacation. Joker Rock up in here. Happy birthday to the Thompson twins, says Common Man. Borland's up in here celebrating his Wolves. We got Boudevine jump shoots here. Good to see you. The Zavola. Good to see everybody. Do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, do all those things. Yeah, DJ Logo said Cam Whitmore had the hottest 4-minute run. Man, he's fun, dude. Now we'll talk about the Villanova coach absolutely tanked his draft stock by talking shit about him, which you never see. Falls all the way to 20, which he was projected to be like a top 10 pick. And he's got like moments of brilliance when he comes in off the bench. And especially because I know that Houston Lakers game was a weird one. We'll talk about it, but they're not like reliant on Cam, so he just gets to come in and cook for a little bit. Something about a guy named Cam who gets to come off the bench and just flamethrow, But for today, only one other show today. We'll do a little bit of fast break content at what time I think we're going to do it a little bit earlier. I know we've been doing it at 3 p.m. Today, I got a wonkier schedule. I'm going to try to get that done around 1, I think. So stand by. And if you tuned in yesterday, I think you got mostly good feedback, good news. You had a couple of 30-point go-getters in SGA and Jalen Brunson, right? Those are the good ones. That's like really got you out there. And then if you had Luka, it gave you some room to run. Hold on, we're gonna do like a quick mental health check. Your boy's gonna blow his nose. This is getting out of control. Hold on 1 second. Let's do this. I'm sorry this didn't come with a hand job. I just don't think it's included in the airdrops. That's stylistically, that's tough to include that in an airdrop. There we go. I feel better now. Feel better already. Good to be back. But yeah, so that's the only show we're going to do today. You know what we're going to start with, though? We're going to start with some Max Payne. We built some pick'ems together yesterday, right? We built a couple of them. I built one during the fast break content. We built another one during the NBA bit, and it was just Max Payne all around yesterday. So this is the one we built in the morning. I think was this one, right? This was Lauri Markkanen higher than 23.5 points. He stopped at 13, but we hit the Sexton assist. Shout out Sexton and D'Lo. Shout out our boy Top Shot Comment in the chat. The Harden double Brunson over points. All of those smashed. So we missed by 1. Then I had this one a little later. This one wasn't that close. This was the one we built where everybody kind of just missed. But this was the brutal one. It was 4 picks to win 5 honey. We had Sabonis over 46.8 fantasy points. He finished with 55. Jared Allen cleared his by 9 points. SGA cleared his by 9 points. Santi Aldama going into the fourth quarter had 25 points, rebounds, and assists, and he got a fat 0 down the stretch. Just straight pain. We're back at it today, though. We are back at it today. We get some fun games tonight, too. Tyrese Halliburton makes his return. That's exciting. Even though Rick Carlisle already said we're going to ease him in. But let's dive into last night's basketball. We'll build a pick'em winner today. Also, Shiggins in the chat. Shout out Shiggins, who shared an adorable video in the Discord. I like that your family dances along to the opening intro. It's good. That's good to have. We like that. Yeah, let's dive into some of last night's action. I think, do we just start with OKC Minnesota? That game was fun. I'm a little nervous, though. I don't know if there's any OKC fans in the chat. J-Dub rolled his ankle pretty bad at the very end of the game, trying to come to a stop down near the baseline. His ankle just his upper body kept moving and his foot stayed there, and it looked bad, and he wasn't able to put any pressure on it as he was heading to the locker room. This is probably with like 2 minutes left, a little less than that. So that is a little concerning for OKC fans. You need J-Dub. So we'll see. But Minnesota, that was the story, baby. They came out and they were cooking 107-101. Close game throughout. A lot of back and forth in the fourth quarter. Antman, Antman 27, 4 and 4 had a big time dunk down the lane with just in with the game in the balance, just kind of goes right down the lane, throws it down. Honestly, got fouled too. And he was funny after the game. He was like, "I'll take the fine," because he was complaining about the refereeing. I don't know. I watched most of the fourth quarter. That's what I watched. I watched the fourth quarter. Yeah, great point by Common Man. He said Jalen Williams replacement named Jalen Williams. That's good. Yeah, Borland, I didn't see a ton of it. That play specifically when he went down and threw it down. I did see the dunk, but it was pretty funny. Like according to because I have a lot of OKC fans in my algorithm for whatever reason. And early in the first half, everybody was complaining about the calls the Wolves were getting. But then the second half, the Wolves fans were complaining about the calls they weren't getting. So, depends who's watching the game, I guess. But I really did that monster dunk down the lane where, of course, people have to tweet up being like, dude, he's up next. He's up next. But good game from him. Rudy, we called this out yesterday. Rudy, 18 boards. I think I literally said you can get an 18 board performance from Rudy. He was solid. Cap 21 and 10. That was good. SGA 37, 8 and 7, and then J-Dub dropped 20. Giddy only played 19 minutes, which is usually over his limit. You know what I'm saying? He only played 19 minutes. I thought that was pretty interesting. They rolled out Cason Wallace a little bit more. I was surprised. It really does feel like they played this team. They played each other like 45 times. It really does. But this is a good win for Minnesota, specifically because no Mike Conley, and they've just been a shit show without Mike Conley. And they still didn't really get, like, Jordan McLaughlin was 4 for 4 from the field, only played 14 minutes. They really, like, even Kyle Anderson only played 17 minutes off the bench. Naz Reid was the only guy to get up over 20, but they really leaned heavy on their starters. Like Ant played 40, Na played 35, Towns played 39, Rudy 36, and Jaden McDaniels 31. So really good win for Minnesota again, because the Conley stuff's been weird without him. And you gotta feel good. Gotta feel good about that. Yeah, Slow-Mo's been weird. I honestly, if they're gonna make a move, Slow-Mo's their only trade asset right now because of the 14,000 picks that went out in the Rudy deal. And this is why picks do matter sometimes. But hopefully, I don't know if they need to. I do think they need a little help at guard. Like Jordan McLaughlin's fine, but I don't think Jordan McLaughlin's making your playoff rotation. And if they could get another, honestly, just another stable hand to just so you're not being like, man, I hope Conley, who is my age, is healthy. We'll trade Smart for Slow-Mo. Wow. Is this a preview of the Western Conference Finals? I don't know. I would say it's a preview of the Western Conference semifinals. I feel like both of these two teams will at least make the second round. But I love it. I think it's fun. I think these are two exciting teams who are just balling. We love to see it. Hold on. All right, Common Man, some boots on the ground. Can't root for Slow-Mo. Met him at a dispensary in Vegas during Summer League, and he was kind of a prick. Being a prick in a dispensary is like such a move, because that's like, isn't that? I feel like everybody's, it's like good energy in a dispensary typically, right? But yeah, I don't know. That was a great game. I'm excited for more of it. I would love to get a playoff series between those two. They seem to both be kind of crescendoing at the same time. Obviously OKC a little bit younger, but they and I wouldn't say they don't like each other, but they're very competitive games, very competitive games. So that was a fun one. Really enjoyed that game last night. Celtics were down 19. At one point to the New Orleans Pelicans. I think they took like 12 minutes off of offense. They took like the whole second quarter or like the last 4 of the first quarter, first 8 of the second quarter. And they're like, hey, what if we don't get a bucket? What if we try something different and we don't score? And it didn't work. It was not effective. So in the second half, they tried scoring instead. Tatum had 28, 10, and 8. Really solid performance from him. He was a monster in the last few minutes, too. Jaylen Brown gave a nice boost to 22, 11, and 7. No Porzingis, who's questionable tonight. The Celtics play the Pacers tonight. It sounds like he might be back. Derek White had 17 and 4, and Drew Holiday dropped 20. For the Pellies, Zion had 26 and 4, Ingram 28, 7, 6. I honestly I thought the Pels were going to win this game going into it. I know the Celtics just got smoked by the Clippers. They are at home. I know that. But New Orleans lost by like 45 combined between their two games over the weekend. And I was like, I think we're going to come out and see like a pretty solid game from them. Zion was real sloppy with it. Real sloppy with it in the fourth quarter, was turning the ball over everywhere, just kind of attacked him on defense. I mean, I felt like every 90 seconds or so, there'd be a stoppage in play. The camera would find Zion and he would just kind of be like, what do you want me to do? Like he just seemed like he was being shook. But good to see the Celtics bounce back. You know, if you're a Celtics fan, yeah, Shigan's saying that. Celtics ate Zion alive. Yeah, and Zion turnovers are always a good play. I mean, I'm still a Zion truther. I root for him. Not so much that I'd get his tattooed on my face, but I do root for Zion. And I can't figure out this Pelicans team. They have like 45 guys that can play rotation minutes, but no one great. That's what it feels like right now. Yeah, 0.4s are nice till you need a real guard. It's the truth. Good win for the Beantown boys, though, 118-112. All right, bing bong. This was a wild game. Knicks beat the Hornets 113-92. So Knicks are without Julius Randle. Oh, let's do a regular season Randle drop. But I wish we got to put this to we got to put this video in like black and white and then have like slow, somber music.
Regular season Randall.
But no Randall. Brunson, honestly, this was like a guarantee that he was going to go over 30 points in this game. He went for 32 and 7, but it was Dante DiVincenzo who had 28, 6, and 5 for the Knicks. The Knicks play again tonight, which will be OG Anunoby's questionable. Hartenstein just came back from injury, so like, is he going to play? Yeah, I'm fascinated to see how the Knicks handle things tonight. I think they're at home versus Utah. But anyways, good win for them to do it shorthanded like this. I know it's Charlotte. Brandon Miller, who took a game off, came back last night. He had 29, 7, and 3. And then that piece of shit, Miles Bridges, he had 21, 10, and 5. But if you're in the So Rare streets, baby, we called out some winners. I'll go over there. But Dante absolutely cooked last night. We had a long conversation during live before lock about his projections because like some sites had him for like 35. I think it was like So Rare Data top tier projections had him for like over 47 or whatever, and we're both like, man, that feels pretty high. But I think Dante played like the first 17 minutes of the game, or maybe he came out for like 2 minutes. It was crazy. I think he played the whole first quarter, and then I was like, oh, he's gonna sit like the first 5 minutes, first 6 minutes of the second quarter. And Tibbs was like, nope, Dante, get out there, and he continued to play. So we'll be curious to see what the Knicks do. I mean, if you're the Hornets, whatever, dude. You're like, well, we got Brandon Miller. This was like a one-possession game going into half, or it's like close. It was within like 4 to 6 points. And then the Knicks just blew them out of the water in the third quarter and kind of stepped on their throat. But good win. Oh, yeah, Bottomline says rolled out Jalen Green. Yeah, we'll get to Jalen Green. Jalen Green's on a little bit of a heater, baby. But anyways, Cavs beat the Clippers 118-108. Cleveland, this is a big win for them, right? They go on this hot run, but it's like, oh, congrats. You beat the Wizards. You beat the Nets in Paris. You beat that's a different title for the Jay-Z Kanye collab. They beat like, you know, the Wizards, the Spurs, like just a bunch of garbage teams, right? And now, I mean, this is like legit. Mobley makes his return, limited minutes for them. And this wasn't like a fluky game. This game, you know, was tight throughout most, and the Cavs just kind of pulled away a little bit in the fourth quarter. They got a solid game from Kawhi on the Clipper side, I think. Kawhi had 38 and 5. But nothing really from Harden. I know Harden hit that double-double, but it was like 11 and 10. Norman Powell's their second leading scorer with 18. Just kind of didn't get it done. But Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen combined for 48 points, both with a double-double. Mitchell had 28 and 12, and Jared Allen 20 and 17. And I mean, the Cavs, right? We see the Sixers are floundering a little bit, mostly because of injury stuff. We'll talk about the Bucks Nuggets here in a little bit, but the Cavs and the Knicks just storming up the leaderboards as they continue. It's like January 6th over there. They're just storming. But they're moving, and I think we're gonna start taking Cleveland seriously. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do moving forward, right? They still have to figure out the Donovan Mitchell thing. They've been doing all of this without Mobley, without Darius Garland. I know Mobley came back in limited minutes last night, but I think we're going to start taking them seriously. And I don't know. Maybe it's because the Heat suck so bad right now, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But they just seem like a little bit more legit in the East, right? You know, I kind of like it. I kind of like what we're seeing from Cleveland. The vibes feel good. And Chickens was saying Mobley and Garland might kill the Cavs mojo. You know, though, if you are Mobley and Garland, it is your responsibility now to fit. You know, it's not to come back in And maybe, and I would like to believe both of these are young guys. Maybe their egos are a little bit in check at this point. But you see a team, your team was struggling, right? You guys leave the rotation for a little bit. You go get healthy, and they go on an insane run. It is your job to come in there and see, hey, how can I elevate what we're doing right now? And if they're able to do that, if they're able to find a way to fit, because Mobley does help you defensively, right? Like, he is an awesome defensive player. Oh, dude, Top Shot Tesla. Top Shot Tesla. He's like, bum, ba, ba. Is that Top Shot Tesla music? Did somebody say Evan Mobley? Tesla's so ready to go. But I do think if they're able to figure out a way to do it, even if it's like, hey, Mobley, listen, man, we're on a heater, dude. You're playing backup 5 minutes. You're playing backup 5 minutes. We're not playing you guys together right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But Cleveland looks good. Cleveland looks good right now. They beat the Clippers, who are one of the hottest teams in basketball. And it wasn't like a fluke win, right? It was a close game. It wasn't like they just shot the lights out. You didn't see Max Strus go for 50 or something. Just like a good W. Good W. Brooklyn Nets. Whoa, we lost an earpiece. I don't think so. I don't think so, Chickens. I think you could get away with it this year. I don't think you can get away with it long term, but I'm talking about this season. I'm talking about this season. And yeah, maybe they're like they're moving off them. I think that's how people lose their jobs, though, that they take like a 20-game sample size and they're like, you know what? Let's forget about the guy that Bill Simmons compared to Tim Duncan. We'll see. I mean, if they could get like something real, I mean, right? You would imagine his trade value would be high, but you can't. I'm right. I feel like you're not going to get a team. Let's talk this through here for a second. You're not going to get a team that's in contention right now to trade for Evan Mobley, right? Because if you're in contention, you're not trying to add a young piece like that, because then you'd have to give up something that's helping you be in contention right now. So if you're looking at this, it's got to be like. It's got to be somebody on a floundering team, so, like a floundering team, but that has like a vet that could make it. Like, what would you do that for? What would you do that for? Um, right. Like, obviously, the Hornets aren't moving off of LaMelo. The Pistons could use some help, but like, who are the Pistons trading that you would do? You're not going to do Evan Mobley for Bojan Bogdanovic, right? I just don't know. Miami would love Mobley for Hero and picks. But then they, you want to talk about backcourt defense? Let's roll out Hero, Garland, and Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. They're not trading Evan Mobley. They're not. But it'll be fun to watch. All right, Brooklyn beat the Jazz 147-114. Mikal Bridges went for 33, baby. I think the Utah stuff really, I think like you liked Laurie or Sexton last night, and both for points scored, and both of those guys were pretty bad. But Bridges dropped 33. Cam gave you 25 and 7. Lonnie had 19 and 4 off the bench. But how about Ben Simmons? Borland's ready to talk about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was back running the floor. He looks good. I mean, Ben looks good. What do you want me to say? Ben Simmons is back, baby. Came off the bench. Let's see. What was his official line? I didn't write it down. It was some Draymond energy. He played. Simmons played 18 minutes, had 10 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, a steal and a block. There you go. No turnovers. Ben Simmons is back. I follow a lot of Brooklyn Nets people, and it was really funny because they're like, "Hey, what's the ceiling of this team now that Ben Simmons is back?" And like, it's the same. It's the same. I'm sorry. He's gonna have to play more than one game before I'm like, dude, what? Hey, can the Nets go to the Eastern Conference Finals now that Ben Simmons is back? The Brooklyn Nets are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, what are we doing? Relax. But hey, it's good to see Ben Simmons playing basketball. Okay, I hope it continues. Let's talk about teams that downward. Heat culture is losing culture right now. They have lost 7 in a row. 7 in a row. They are one game above 500, and they couldn't even score 110 points against the Phoenix Suns, who routinely give up 140. 118, 105. Booker had 22, 8, and 7. KD had 28 and 7. But you want to know who was the high scorer for the Phoenix Suns? Eric Gordon had 23 and 5. Beal dropped 19, 7, and 5. Jimmy Butler had a good game too, 26, 8, and 4. Tyler Hero, 21 and 3. I mean, 17 and 6, excuse me. Terry Rozier at 21 and 3. There we go. We always need a boards and buckets check. But we'll do a hero drop. And again, this is another video I think we need to reprogram so it's a little sadder. There we go. Hard-hitting reporting from Sneeps here in the chat. Jason Tatum is ahead of Wemby in jersey sales. That's right, baby. America's taking America back. Fuck them French. We call them freedom jerseys. We call them freedom jerseys, not French jerseys. All right. Yikes. I don't know what else to say about Miami. Again, it's the same thing we said over the weekend about that Knicks game. They just can't generate easy offense. Everything is a slog. It's just an absolute battle to get a single bucket. They don't score in transition. Bam, who had been having one of the best years of his career, just kind of last 2 games. I mean, he's been fine, but hasn't really been as active. And against Phoenix you can cook down low, and for some reason they were unable to just like dominate the boards. They weren't able to dominate the paint. Like, I don't understand what's going on, why they can't generate offense. And I would just be playing through Bam. Point out a bio, baby. Make it happen. I don't know how Stan or Veronica's in the chat. I don't know how you guys are feeling, or like what you need to happen, but what you need to see happen. I don't even know, because I still don't think they're trading Tyler Hero, but I don't know what move you make. I mean, maybe you just give it some time, right? We did the same thing when James Harden was traded to the Clippers. They lost 5 in a row, and we laughed at them. I laughed a bunch, and now the Clippers are like one of the favorites to come out of the West. So maybe we just give them a few games and then see what happens. But anyways, good win for PDX, right? Phoenix takes it down. They've been hot. I know they lost a couple games this weekend, but good win for them over Miami. The Houston Rockets played the Lakers 135-119. Lakers had both AD and LeBron questionable. They both end up playing, and now it sounds like LeBron is playing tonight. I don't know if because they lost, LeBron's like, fuck it, I'm playing. But the Rockets took it to him early. They took it to him early. The Lakers hung around, kept it into that like 12 to 15 point range so that the starters kept playing. But it was Şengün season, baby. Şengün, 30-point scorer. I thought it was like, what's a weird one? Everyone's going to be afraid to play bigs against Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a good defender, but the Lakers aren't good team defenders down low. Şengün, 31, 12, and 7. We were talking about Cam Whitmore. Cammy Whitmore, baby. He had 20 and 6. Jabari Smith had 18, 9, and 4. What else? Jalen Green had 34, 12, and 7. And then for the Lakers, you got AD with 23, 7, and 5. LeBron Braun, 23, 10, and 6. And then D-Lo with 23 and 5. Incredible photos post game here. Let me see if I can find it. But it just really good stuff here from LeBron. We haven't seen LeBron go deep in his bag in a while, and it was good to see this. Here we go. Let me see. Yes, it's good to see this stuff right here. Yes, it's over. Darvin scam, Darvin fried ham, Darvin spam. Like, there's a lot of different directions we can go, but he gone. It's pretty tough. It is pretty tough scene for the Lakers right now. And you know what? That weirdly, just like how the Lakers-Warriors felt like a playoff game because it was more a playoff game to get into the play-in, that's kind of what this is too, as these two teams are near themselves in the standings. But good win for Houston. I love me some Şengün, man. Şengün's been balling. He's been fun to watch. Lakers play again tonight. LeBron already said he's going to play. Forget who they're playing. It's Atlanta. So that'll be a fun one with no defense. Lakers in Atlanta in ATL. So LeBron's and AD is questionable. So we'll see what happens. Ooh, Smoke Tam's good. Smoke Tam's another good one. Thank you, Butterbun. All right, let's go. What else? Oh, the Kings, dude. So I like the beam. The beam seemed broken for about 40 of those 48 minutes, man. Oh yeah, LeBron and Brooks did. I forgot Dylan Brooks. Yeah, LeBron and Brooks got um, a little feisty in that one. It's Dylan Brooks, baby. It's Dylan Brooks. Shiggin says Lakers shoot more free throws than any other team in the league and are last in drives to the basket. Is that true that they're last in the league? What are they in points in the paint though, or like field goal that aren't drives? I just feel like a lot of their work is down low because it's not like they're a 3-point shooting team. I didn't realize they were last in the league and then drive to the baskets. Interesting. Interesting. But the Kings did seem broken last night. They almost lost to the G League Grizzlies. The Grizzlies putting the G in Grizz. Anyways, whatever. Kings come back. Had a solid second half performance there. 103-94, but it was looking ugly early. It was looking ugly early. Sabonis had a big rebounding game. He had 20 points, 26 boards, 5 dimes. De'Aaron Fox had 23, 5 and 4. Triple J with 22. But you know what? If you tuned into Live Before Lock, Scottie Pippen Jr. The Grizz had like 4 dudes available. Conchar didn't play. Vince Williams Jr. didn't play. Luke Kennard didn't play. So it was Scottie Pippen season. He had 12 and 5, and that's plenty when we're talking about so rare and you get a cap of 7. I was ready to call the cops about this Kings team because I was like, what is going on? Why you should be able to beat this team. And maybe, listen, maybe they were sleeping on them a little bit. They were like, we should kill them. They're bad. They're bad. They don't even have their starters. And then maybe Memphis was like, hey, we get some home cooking early. But Kings come back. They get a W. Thank God. You don't have to panic anymore. But Sacktown, like the beam. Wizards and Spurs. We don't have to talk about this one a lot, even though this almost went to overtime, which would have been fun. But Wemby had 22, 11, and 4. Also had 3 blocks. Chetty Osman had 20 off the bench. Finally, some Chetty. Vassell 24, excuse me. Daniel Gafford was so. I don't know how this happened. So the Wizards are up 3. They have the ball with like 10 seconds left. But maybe it's a little bit more than 10 seconds. They can't run the clock out. They got to get a shot up. They missed the shot. Somehow Wemby, who is just a foot taller than everybody else, going up for a rebound, and Daniel Gafford comes out of nowhere, pulls it down, and then slams it down to end the game. 16 and 13 from him. Double-double from the Coos, who had 18, 11, and 5. Wiz win. I think Wiz have won 3 in a row. Wiz with it. All right, 3 games left. Let's do Blazers Sixers to get this the hell out of the way. No Embiid, no Maxey. That was a problem. Blazers win 130-104. Brogdon had 24. Scoot 22 off the bench. Jeremy Grant had 27. Kelly Oubre, the only positive for the Sixers, had 25. But they lose. Another L for them. Mavs beat the Magic. This game was awesome. Luka and Paolo were going back and forth, just trading buckets. I honestly gained a lot of respect for Paolo, who was hitting tough buckets. But Luka Magic. And don't you worry, Jonathan Isaac back in action, projecting really well. Got hurt, didn't come back the second half of the game. So that's a bad sign for Isaac and the Magic. But 131-129. This came down to the very end. A lot of free throws here at the end. Timmy Hardaway Jr., right? So the Mavs are down big. I think it was a double-digit lead at halftime, maybe more like 16 or something like that. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes out and just catches fire in the second half. He finishes the game with 36 points and 8 boards. Luka, another monster game, 1 board shy of a triple-double, had 45 points, 15 assists, 9 boards, just crazy town shit. Jaden Hardy with 20 and 7 and 27 minutes off the bench. But Paolo had 36, 9, and 7. Tesla. 36, 9, and 7 from Paolo. He was great last night. And really, like, just hitting these tough mid-range jumpers. Felt like every time the game was slipping away, it was either him and then Franz got hot in the fourth quarter, knocked down some big-time threes. Magic had 42 in the second and 12 in the third. That's, Dallas, known for their defense, lockdown defenders. But good win for Dallas, man. I think, like, as the West continues to bunch up and get tougher and tougher, these games without Kyrie, who, again, Kyrie has now missed 3 consecutive games after saying he wasn't going to miss a game. They can't find any continuity Also, you know what? Shout out Anthony Black, the rookie for the Magic. He had 20 off the bench. He looked feisty. The Magic still seem like they're one guy short from making a real push. But like we said yesterday, they might not need to. They might not need to. And then the last game of the night that we'll talk about, this was a fun one, back and forth. Nuggets 113, Milwaukee 107. Giannis called for his patented famous 10-second violation from the free throw line late in the fourth quarter. Goes to the line it was kind of wild though, and Giannis kind of got I don't know if it was like karma or whatever, but I was watching most of this game, and the Nuggets fans, this game was in Denver. Every time Giannis goes to the line, they're 1, 2, right, counting out loud. Giannis goes to the line, takes like 12 seconds. It was egregious. Even I was listening to Denver broadcast, which honestly was kind of annoying because like the main broadcaster, I forget his name, is still talking. And then one of the other guys going, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And he's got a good cadence, right? And then he gets to 9 and he's like, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi. It's like, oh, it's 13 seconds. And it's like, well, you did pick up the pace there, buddy. But he finally does get called for one. So they lose the free throw, right? Then he goes up, misses the second one. Nuggets don't box out. Brook Lopez gets the rebound, dishes it to Giannis, who sticks a 3, which is pretty hilarious. But man, Milwaukee, the Dame stuff, I can't figure it out. I know every once in a while we get a game where Dame goes off, but last night he had 18 points. I think 6 of them came from the free throw line in the fourth quarter, which is like Pat and Dame stuff. And it's not like Denver has these lockdown guard defenders. I know KCP's fine, but they should still be able to get buckets for him. Giannis finishes the game with 29 and 12. Brolo had 19. Dame 18 and 5. Jokic was doing it on both ends. And I know Jokic is not a good defender, all right? But he's not a bad defender anymore. And he's just active. He's got these active hands, constantly just getting into passing lanes, and it's just a little frisky. And he had 25, 16, and 12 with 5 stocks. I think it was 3 steals and 2 blocks. And then Jamal Murray, man, again, Milwaukee mixed it up a little bit where they weren't getting decimated by guard play. And then Jamal Murray was like, let's go back. Let's go back to business here. 35 and 5. And I tell you, man, Jamal turns into Jordan in the fourth quarter, except for he took one horrible 3. But he really does. Like, he just hits these tough mid-range jumpers. It feels like he's always making the right play. He knows when to pass. And the Nuggets, the continuity of this team where they just know where they're supposed to be. They know where, like, they played with Jokic long enough. Like, there was a couple of times where Michael Porter Jr. looks like he's going to come up and set a screen for Jokic around the free throw line. And then, like, as he starts to make that move, he sees a second defender come over to Jokic, and he just kind of slips backdoor, and it's an easy dunk. And a good win for Denver. And listen, this isn't panic button. I know it's like Doc Rivers' first time coaching, his first game coaching. They're at Denver, the altitude, baby. They got to deal with the altitude. But it's their first game. It's against one of the best teams in the league. I don't think it's like freak out time. But the Dame games look different. I feel, and I don't know if he's just not comfy yet in this offense. I don't know if he's in his head a little bit. Because we have seen him have a couple takeovers, right, in the fourth quarter, especially earlier in the season. Just, I don't know. It feels a little off. But anyways, what I want to do now, we'll pull up the standings, but I figured what we could do is kind of do like a little buyers or sellers things, because I was trying to figure out, I mean, Miami is not going to be sellers, but they might end up in the cellar, though. Am I right? You see Miami right now. They both them and the Magic lose, which just means the Bulls are getting a little bit closer. Bulls are only 2 games back behind Miami and Orlando. But I was looking at the teams up here, right? I don't know what the Celtics are going to do. I believe they have a trade exception of Grant Williams. I could see them trying. I know Bill Simmons keeps saying they need to get one bigger guard. I don't even know what that looks like. But the Celtics and Bucks, I could see them making an ancillary move, like for just like one tiny piece. But not both of those teams don't have a ton of wiggle room to make a move. So I'm not really sure what that looks like. The Sixers are absolutely going to make a move at some point. The Knicks still have a little wiggle room here. But I feel like for the most part, outside of the Sixers, we're not going to see anything crazy. The Pacers already made their big move for Siakam, and they still have room. Like, if they still want to just keep Buddy and Miles Turner on the trade block for 45 years, they could still do something. But I don't know what else we see. I guess like the big, like, we got to look at the Chicago Bulls. So they're 6-4 in their last 10. They're 22 and 25. They're like comfortably in the play-in right now. But that seems to be the last big domino, along with DeJounte Murray. right? Toronto's already, they're like, all right, see you later, Siakam. See you later, OG. Maybe Bruce Brown gets moved. Maybe Dennis Schroeder gets moved. But Chicago with Alex Caruso, with Zach LaVine, who the rumors of LaVine to Detroit just kind of seems so funny. I just can't imagine Detroit being like, dude, all we need is Zach LaVine. And also, I'm not a Zach LaVine fan. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But yeah, so like Caruso, LaVine, DeRozan, what does Chicago do? Do they just like, hey, you know what? We actually have a good thing going right now. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Jay Boy, there it is. There it is. Jay Catch in the chat. Let's do a little drop for him. Let's do a little drop for him. Where is it? Where is it?
Detroit basketball. Detroit basketball. Detroit.
God, that song slaps every time though. But yeah, I don't know what Chicago's going to do. And I mean, I guess the Sixers, of looking at the teams in the East, because it does feel like most of the trade rumors with the Bulls involves teams like the Warriors, or like the Lakers. It just mostly Western Conference team. The Sixers are the only ones that could really wild out and make a move for one of those because they have those big contracts and guys like Tobias. You can include D'Anthony Melton. I'm blanking on. They also just have space to make a little bit more moves. So maybe you see the Sixers go after that. When we look at the teams down here at the bottom, like Kuzma and Tyus Jones, they should absolutely get moved at some point if they find the right deal. The Wizards are asking for a lot for Kuzma, so we'll see. And then DeJounte. I mean, the conversations around DeJounte, again, it feels like only reporters out of LA. It feels like it's somebody who's got a Lakers tattoo on his chest is like, yeah, it looks like DeJounte might be heading to the Lakers. So yeah, okay. So we'll see what happens over there. In the Western Conference, we were already talking about the Timberwolves, right? They really only have Kyle Anderson to make a move. Denver has repeatedly said, hey, we're good. We're good with our squad. We know Christian Brown has kind of taken a step back a little bit, at least offensively. But they believe that they're just like, hey, we're going to play Peyton Watson a shit ton this year. And then by the time we get to the playoffs, he'll be ready. And he has been good. I mean, Peyton Watson has been really solid. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. OKC, I think everybody else wants them to make a move unless you live in OKC or are a part of the front office. They're actually like, our core is fine. But I think you saw last night in that game against Minnesota, Kenrich Williams was closing. You know? I don't know if that, right? I think that was Kenrich Williams. Now I'm nervous that it was not the case. I'm pretty sure that was Kenrich Williams. Who am I forgetting? Yeah, no, that was Kenrich. I was confusing him with Jeremiah Robinson earlier, and I'm like, he doesn't play for them anymore. And that's not going to do it. That's not going to win you the West. That's not even going to get you the Western Conference Finals if Kenrich Williams is closing. Like, I don't know what exactly they're doing there. You get Giddey, who like I said earlier, played 19 minutes. I like Chet. I think Chet can be your big. I just think they need to have somebody else. I mean, Chet and Jalen Williams combined, the big Jalen Williams combined weigh like 180 pounds. They got to get somebody else that's in there. And I'm sorry, OKC fans who say you don't need a big. It was proven last night. Rudy grabbed 18 boards on you. Cat had 9 of his own. And again, I still remember this possession where they were down 2, I think. The ball gets moved around. Kenrich Williams like shoots a 3. And I'm like, is that what we want? That's what we want down the stretch. There you go. Go get Mobley, Chet Mobley. I ignored Mike Zakarian's advice to play Brunson last night. It almost cost me. Never again. Yeah, don't ignore. He knows. All right. Sacramento looks like I don't know what Sacramento's going to do. I know Barnes has been like listed as a potential trade piece. I actually don't know what Sacramento's going to do. I think they're happy at 27-18. They're like, dude, can you believe it? We might make the playoffs 2 years in a row. Eat your heart out, Vladdy. Phoenix it looks like they're going to go get that piece of shit Miles Bridges. So you got that. Dallas, I don't know what they do. I don't know what Dallas does. I think it's probably hard to evaluate the Mavericks without Kyrie playing regularly, you know? And then you get the Pellies, who the Pellies should be doing like a 4-for-1 trade. They've just got like Jordan Hawkins looks good. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. You just got a bunch of these dudes. Dyson Daniels. I feel like you could do a 3-for-1 and try to get somebody that can like really impact the game for you. Chrysler Holmgren average more minutes than Wemby. That's good. No, I like Chrysler Holmgren. You don't fix it, Chet. I mean, don't fix it, Sneeps. Let's just Chet's a car, baby. He's a Chrysler. Utah Jazz. Who knows what they're gonna do? And then the Lakers, of course, are going to make at least one move, whether it's Darvin Ham or DeJounte Murray or something. And then you have Houston, who are now 4-6 in their last 10, even though they won last night. 2 games under 500. And then the Warriors, man, the Warriors are just so far away. 3 games out of the play-in for Golden State. They play Philly tonight too. And I'll be curious to see if Embiid and Maxey were resting last night or like just taking one more day's rest so they could play the game against Golden State. San Antonio, I don't see them trading any of their pieces. Memphis, maybe they move off Marcus Smart, but I think they're fine just coming back next season with the draft pick and the squad that they've got. And then Portland, obviously Brogdon. Brogdon should be on the move. So we'll see. All right, there you go. There's some buyers and sellers for you. Let's take a quick underdog ad read break, and then we'll come back. We'll build a pick on. We'll look at some so rare, and then we're going to get on out of here. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at underdogfantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at underdogfantasy.com. I also saw in the DM, Shiggins did send the clip of them talking about the Lakers not driving. So there you go, Shiggins. He's on one. All right. Top Shot comment, man. You already dropped some alpha on Twitter, right? What do you like? You like the Tatum overs? Or was it points, rebounds, assists? I can't remember. So Halliburton's back tonight, but as I was saying, he's going to be on a minutes restriction. So 11 assists feels like a lot for someone that might not play the whole game, but who knows? Maybe he just comes out and cooks. Let's see what else we got here. I kind of like Siakam's been awesome. Siakam has been so good for them coming out. I don't think Al Horford's going to play. All right, so comment saying Tatum points, rebounds, assists. Let's start there. We're only going to build a 3-man today. We've been getting too greedy with these 5-man, so we're going to build a 3-man. I kind of like these 19 points for Siakam feels doable. Right? I don't know. I kind of like it. Although maybe they just put Drew Holiday on him. That's what they did in the playoff. No, they threw Marcus Smart on him in the playoffs. This is like a while ago. Oh, yeah, Bruce Brown. I did want the Bruce Brown one. We should look at Scotty's, too. I feel like we're due for a Scotty. Oh, no, that's Bruce Thornton. Bruce Brown's points, rebounds, assists is over there. Let's look at Scotty. Do we have Scotty double-double spice? We might call it there. We might just do Scotty double-double spice. Let's do it. I like this Toronto-Chicago matchups already. Tatum over 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Bruce Brown over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Scotty Barnes double-double. And you want to look at Austin Reeves? I do like Austin. No Austin Reeves. I think it's because we don't know what their starters are going to be they're no Lakers stuff. Let's do this. We'll just do this 3. We'll do this 3-man here. We'll put, let's see, 25 to win 187. Let's do it. Yeah, I think Porzingis is questionable. I think he's going to play tonight, but we don't know yet. All right, we're going to fire this in here. No Jordan Nwora. I'm not doing any Jordan Nworas. I see what you're doing. I'm not putting that in. All right, I'll share this into the chat. And then real quick, I'm just going to pop over to So Rare so you can see the sweats we got going on. We had a really nice start yesterday. Antman disappointed a little bit, but hopefully we like the second game. That account balance. Yeah, we took some money off. We took a lot of money off last night or yesterday. I had too much on there. It was stressing me out. I don't like having that much on there. So we took quite a bit off. And then we're going to empty the clip tonight, probably. All right, let's take a look. So this is the limited contender, which Colin Sexton was pretty bad. We had Anthony Simons was pretty bad. Everybody besides Santi and Scotty were pretty bad in this limited contender. So what are you going to do? Let's go look at the rare contender, though, is where we got the good sweat going. We're in 9th right now in the rare contender for a tier 2, just a few points off in the leaderboard. Well, go look at that. Yeah, there you go. Oversubscribed to the moon. Dividends, baby. Santi Aldama dropped 39 for us. Pippen with 34. We get the big ragu. Dante DiVincenzo dropped the 52 spot. Josh Hart with 35, which is well off of his cap. His cap is of 20, so that's great. What I do need now, though, is Josh Hart to do what Dante did last night. And then Antman with 40. We need a big Antman performance in this next game. Because if we look at the leaderboard, right, we're at 199 points. First is at 224. But we can catch them. I think we can make a move. Scotty C. Oh, how the fuck can he be Scotty if he spelled it? Oh, I don't know. Great point. That's a great point by you. Maybe So Rare messed it up. But yeah, so that one's good. Well, homies, I'm constantly taking money off. But yeah, we won. I mentioned it yesterday. Yeah, we hit for 7K over the weekend. We won a tournament on Saturday night thanks to that double overtime game between the Lakers and the Warriors, baby. It was fun. We took it down. We're going to talk about the Rondo thing here in a second. The limited champion here, this is in 325. 325th, we got 61 from SGA, 64 from Shingun. Derek White was solid. Josh Hart's fine, and then Dante. So hopefully that makes a run too. Is Mike's secret JBB? No, you know what it is? Is my secret JBB? Yeah. This is all of me running hot is due to John Boy. So I will give him credit for that. So Rondo got arrested over the weekend, right? I think he let me pull this up here. Or pull it up for me, not for you. Arrested Sunday in Indiana on misdemeanor charges of unlawful possession of a firearm, drug paraphernalia, and marijuana. So come on, Rondo. We don't want Rondo wilding out. I want Rondo to be a coach, so I need him to figure his shit out. I want him to be a coach in the league. I think that would be fun. We don't need Jason Kidd, all right? I'm done with Jason Kidd. Give me Rajon Rondo. Yeah, getting ready for All-Star Weekend. Speaking of which, baby, we're only a couple of weeks away. If you are going to be in Indianapolis, hit me up. Let's hang out. We're going to All-Star Game Weekend. Very excited. Thank you to our friends over at So Rare. We're going to be making some videos for them. Although it's just me, we're riding solo. So budget cuts, 1 ticket instead of 2 tickets like last year. So that we're going to be a run and gun, 1-man operation. Unless anybody else has a line on tickets, and then we got to get the rest of the 89 Cavs there. Can't have a gun with Bud. Big no. Yeah, there you go. They're not flying out. They're not flying on anybody. Not flying on anybody. But I don't care. That was nice that they were able to make the tickets happen. So excited to make some content for them. Just a reminder, so on the So Rare channel, almost 700 subs over there. We're going to be firing up the Fast Break show. I think I'm going to try to do it at 1 p.m. We're going to see where I'm at. I want to try to get it done earlier in the day because Tuesday is a big day for me. So, and if you're in New York, Justin, I think Justin's still in the chat. Justin has a show tonight, right? Isn't Justin for Laughs tonight? If you're in New York, go see Justin's show. Where's Justin for Laughs at? Where's that? Is that an Easy Lover? Let's see. Where is it at? We'll pull it. We'll see what Jay Catch is doing here. I think that's tonight. It's Tuesdays because I can never go because I host trivia on Tuesdays. Here we go. Justin for Last. Yeah, 7 o'clock. Easy Lover, baby. Go in Brooklyn. If you're in Brooklyn, go see it. Homies, you're in Brooklyn, right? Go see it. It's got Marie Dakotas, Tatiana Frank. Oh, Shem's on this show. Anna Roisman. Let's go. Everybody go check it out. You and that 3-point shooter guy. Wait, what? All right, gang, we're going to call it there. Good. We did it. We did a good job today. We crushed. Appreciate everyone being here. We will be back again. Yeah. 1 o'clock, I think, over on the Team Old So Rare channel. And then we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Just a reminder too, tomorrow night, no night shows tomorrow night. I'm going to see a Broadway show. But I don't remember what I'm going to see. Oh, yeah. The interview with Josiah Johnson. And yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about now. That's funny because it feels like a lot of drama being drummed up about something I really don't give a shit about. But I get it. There's like a lot of dialogue around it. I'm like, I don't care. So cultured. That's right, baby. So cultured. It's just because my in-laws want to go. Let's be honest. That's where we're going. Although I'm sure I'll get some good dinner out of it. All right, everybody. Have a great Tuesday. We are out.